get to the Warriors' losing streak in a second, but first, check out these highlights plays presented by Geico. T-Wolves' Karl Anthony Towns shatters Paul Millsap with that soul-crushing dunk.
Okay, Big Cat.
Also had the game winner in this one. Oh, my. That's a great play.
Yeah, you got to get out on him on that three-pointer. He's shooting the three-pointer pretty good.
And stop trying to come from the weak side to take these charges. Worst play at every level of basketball. It's dangerous. I hate it. Either go for the dunk or go for the block or get out the way.
Get out the way. That's a song.
Move.
Get out the way. Next up, Andre Drummond misses the shot. Clint Capella thinks he's got a rebound, but Blake Griffin climbs over his back for the putback.
Now, this was one of many spectacular plays that Blake made, especially late. Rockets had a big lead. Man, Pistons came storming back. Blake was playing amazing. He was hitting from all over the court. And this,
Blake's been awesome all year. This was probably his second-best game of the year. Rockets, though, don't look now. Winners of 5 in a row.
creeping back. They are showing signs of the 2017-18.
Yep.
This was a game. College basketball, Duke lost to Gonzaga, but check out R.J. Barrett running the floor, sizing up the Zags' Rui Hachimura, and then delivering the big dunk.
Congrats to Gonzaga for playing a spectacular game. It looked like they might blow it late. They were able to hold on. This was obviously a huge upset, even though they're the #3 team in the country. I didn't love Duke at the end of the game, freezing Zion out. Everything was RJ.
Coach K, call a play, man. Yeah. I know you got talented kids. Call a play, please.
Oh, same game. Zion shows shades of LeBron with the chase down block. Big time.
He really filled up the box score. He had 2 steals, 4 blocks.
10 rebounds.
Yeah, 20 points, 21 points. He wasn't the reason they lost. Gonzaga just played a spectacular game.
And Gonzaga, 9 straight appearances in NCAA. They always have a veteran team, international players, transfers. This is a veteran team that beat up on some kids.
With a great coach.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Great.
The first half, he was brilliant.
Moving on to the Golden State Warriors. Not so golden in recent days. They got blown out by the Thunder last night. But Steph Curry, as you just saw, remains on the bench with a groin injury. Draymond Green was out as well last night. How about this? The first time since Steve Kerr has been the head coach that Golden State has lost 4 in a row. The team says there's no need to panic. Here's Kerr after the game.
We got to get better in every dynamic. You know, we didn't rebound well tonight. We got crushed on the boards. We didn't take care of the ball. 17 turnovers. So, you know, we got to clean up all that stuff and keep fighting, and we'll find our way out. We got better days ahead. But right now, it's we're just in a tough go.
They're not just gonna happen. We gotta make them happen. And I got confidence in everybody in the locker room that we'll make those better days happen. But it's not gonna just pop out of nowhere and get better for us.
All right, Nick, what do you make of this? I mean, it's easy to say, well, they don't have Steph, but this is 4 games in a row now. What do you make of all this?
Well, it's 4 games in a row. It's their 2-6 since the game Steph Curry got hurt after starting 10-1. And here's the real concern if you're Golden State. We have seen in the past Steph Curry get injured at the end of seasons and have to miss a round of the playoffs, have to miss a few games in the playoffs. And you talk all the time, about athletes being able to pull from their memory good or bad experiences. And if Steph gets dinged, and what is their memory going to be? Not that we were fighting through it, not we weren't as good, but we were terrible. We were a lottery team in a half dozen to 10 games without Steph Curry early in the year. That's concerning, because what you're seeing right now is Kevin Durant, while he's putting up numbers, it's not leading to wins. And Klay Thompson looks like a different guy this year, oddly, except he had the one amazing game. And outside of that game, he's shooting like 25% from 3. Iggy seems to be in a different place athletically. Everything about them looks different without Steph, and I think they'll be fine as long as they have Steph. But can they get through a first-round series as they've done in the past without Steph? That's a real question now.
Yeah, what I see is, and I'm not as concerned as people because it's fairly easy to see that they're not shooting the ball well. And not having Steph on the court, people just talking about, oh, man, Steph and his gravity ability to shoot the ball. And Steph's shooting the ball as well as he's ever shot the ball in his career. So if I put that back in with what they're doing, I think that they would be okay. But it's not only Steph shooting, and you have Draymond out. You have the best two passers that they have. Their best two playmakers are out in Steph and Draymond. So what makes Golden State special? Outside of their pure ability to be able to stretch the court and shoot from anywhere beyond the three-point line, is their ability to be able to move the ball. Nick, you've taught me this over the last year and a half or so. They pass the ball, and they let more people touch the ball during the course of the game and average more passes.
And more passes, more assists than anybody by far.
Yeah, so now you take out their #1 playmaker, and we don't talk about Steph that much as a playmaker because we always just talk about his shooting, but his ability to be able to break down the defense has a tremendous effect on spot-up shooters. Steph is the best one-on-one player that they have. So not only is he the best shooter, he's the best playmaker they have. He's their best shot maker. So you lose all that in Draymond, the glue, with him being there where he used to stabilize things, where he used to play make from the top of the key, and you don't have that. So I'm not concerned because even if Steph was to miss a series or two, you know what? They got Boogie Cousins going to be in there, too. They got Draymond that's going to be in there. So I believe this will only help them. I believe it helped them come down to earth to realize how important Steph really is to that mix there in Golden State.
The real NBA. Well, let me ask you a question. We've had conversations on this desk about 1-2, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and maybe he's a distant 2, but he's still a 2. LeBron James won last year with what he had for the Cavs. Why can't Durant carry this team with a much more talented team than what LeBron had last year?
This is one of the most, to me, remarkable sets of statistics, and I'll give credit to Mike Lynch and Tom Haberstroh, who kind of were talking about this on Twitter and gave me the idea to put it together. Let's look at the Warriors in 4 categories. With both their superstars, with just one, and with neither. With both of them, they win 80% of their games. With just Steph and no Durant, it's 89%, including a 21-game winning streak.
Oh, that's amazing.
With just Durant and no Steph, it's 62%. With neither of them, listen, they don't win at all. But look at that. That's 24-3. You know what that's a pace for? That's a 73-win pace. Oh, that is exactly what they won the last year. They didn't have Durant. That dates back to since Durant got there. So when they're both there, they are spectacular. 65-win pace. Somehow, when Durant's not there, but Steph is, they get even better. And when Steph's not there and Durant is, they're a good team. Now, they haven't been as of late, but part of that's Draymond, part of...
Right.
But that's a 50-win pace.
Now, what does that say about Kevin Durant?
To me, it says this team is not built for his skill set and that he was not... LeBron came into a situation knowing, I have to do everything. Durant went into a situation because he didn't have to do everything. And the Warriors, they changed so drastically. See, they go from one of the fastest teams in the league when Steph's on the court to a below-average league pace. Like you're talking about, it's ball movement, it's spacing, it's Steph Curry is the secret ingredient that's not a secret. And with Durant, they just turn into a typical, really good basketball team.
And with Steph out of the lineup, and Steph's not a great defensive player, but they put so much pressure on you on the offensive end that they're a better defensive team because people crumble under that pressure. This team, when you said about Durant being the only one there, it's not built for him because they struggle rebounding. And Andre Iguodala, he is not nearly. They started him last night like he's just a shell of himself athletically in the player. Like he's not built to play, 25 minutes at this point, especially this early in the season. So I think when you get Steph and them back, you move those other players back into their limited roles.
Right.
And Draymond, you need Draymond playing at a high level. He's shooting. Him and Clay is some of the worst shooting that they've had their career from deep. So I believe that will improve once they get Steph back on the court.
And Clay misses his splash brother. Clay, we are seeing, is just, Clay never misses games. He's one of the chillest, coolest, most consistent guys in the league. But this year, he misses his splash brother.
All right, let's take a break. Coming up, how was LeBron received in his return to Cleveland? That's next. This is a special Thanksgiving First Things First.